know, act like we're friends with them. Put an arm around them or something. Hey everybody, welcome back. It is the end of December and Joel and I are at camp doing some flintlock hunting.
Yeah, we are. I filled both of my tags back in rifle season. I have a bonus tag, however it is not for 3B, so I'm up here just for some family time with Chris. I'm going to do some driving for him. We'll see what we kick out of the woods. Freezer's full, so I'm not as worried about getting my flintlock deer. I'll go out next weekend in 2G. I got a property over there that I hunt on. But do some flintlocking up here at the camp and just have a good old time.
Yeah, we spent the day today kind of talking about a topic, and we thought, you know what, let's put a video together because news recently broke from the Game Commission that I think has really got everybody fired up across the state.
Yeah, and I want to say it's controversial, but it's not really controversial. It's just it's an opinionated topic.
Yeah,
and everybody has their own.
Their own take on it.
Yeah, it's a challenging one for us to either agree with or disagree with, other than just your own opinion, because it's really what works for you.
Right. Yeah, it's not something you can really debate, really.
I mean, I can debate what I like and what I enjoy, but
right.
To have a good argument on either side, it really doesn't exist. So we're just going to kind of dive into it, talk about some facts and figures, and some quotes that were made by some of the commissioners, and we'll take it from there.
So on Friday, December 21st, the Pennsylvania Game Commission announced a proposal to open Pennsylvania's rifle season on a Saturday, first Saturday after Thanksgiving, as opposed to the 55-year tradition of a Monday opener.
Yeah, personally, to me, it's a challenge to say that I agree with it. In the environment that I've always hunted in, we hunt out of a traditional camp, in a traditional manner where we arrive, Saturday during the day, Saturday evening, and you kind of kick around Sunday around with the guys and have a good old time.
We're closed. Go away, we're closed. What are you going to do with them things? You can't play poker with them.
Where's your money bag?
No, that's all in my coat.
Well, there should be priorities here.
This is Johnny's new gun.
Yeah?
Marlin 35.
That's nice seeing that rack full of guns. Those are pretty safe.
Hello, fellow enthusiasts.
Frosted Flakes, giant size. What
Is
the
this the
hell?
home of the Whopper?
We are here.
Giant size Frosted Flakes.
The traditional camp is slowly starting to change over the years, and we got some of the younger kids coming into camp, and it just become more of a diverse setting and more of a family setting up here. But we still have that camp feel where we all get together, as you've seen in some of our previous videos, where we just have a good old time. Now that being said, that's not one of the sole reasons to say that I don't support a Saturday opener, but it does challenge, I guess, my understanding of why it makes sense to do that. So, and like I said, I really don't have a good argument for this, and so I'm talking some of the key points of what matters to me, and I guess we'll get into that a little bit further here.
Yeah, because, I mean, our bias as 30, 40-somethings lies, at least for me, in the fact that it's all I've ever known. It has always been a Monday opener. So to change that, nobody likes change, obviously. It's something you just have to accept going forward. But like you said, I don't see the positive side for moving it from Monday to Saturday. Now, granted, there are states around us that have a Saturday opener. I mean, we have Turkey opens on a Saturday. You know, there's all kinds of reasons that it could be a Saturday, but I don't see the benefit to it. I think it's going to be hard because in the traditional sense, you have Thanksgiving with family. You spend the day then on Friday running your errands. You know, the guys get together, you're running grocery store, you know, beer distributor. Friday, you're spending the day preparing camp. If you showed up at camp first thing Friday morning, started a fire, unloaded your gear, put your groceries away, camp wouldn't even be heated up until 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you've got to rush to be ready to get out in the woods first thing Saturday morning. Mm-hmm. You rush out to get to your tree stand, you hunt hard Saturday, and then you do nothing Sunday but sit around, which is what you already do Saturday and Sunday as it is. But I don't see the benefit to moving it so that everybody's in the woods hunting on a Saturday.
You know, and the Game Commission, and I don't know if they were quoted saying this, but it was an article that I read that stated that they don't believe that the overall harvest will increase because of this decision. Now, I find that troubling because if they want to get more people in the woods, it doesn't make a logical, it's just not logical to me to say that more people in the woods equals less deer or the same amount of deer harvested. You know, if more people are driving on a holiday, obviously gas sales are up. There's more people on the roadway, they're using that resource. So if there's more people in the woods hunting, they're going to utilize the resource.
Several of the commissioners have acknowledged that a Saturday opener would be opposed by those of us with camps who utilize the weekend to get ready. But in Mr. Daly's opinion, the camp tradition is on the decline. Now, I don't think you have to be a member of a club or a sportsman's association or have a camp. You can just be a sole hunter who hunts private or public ground,
Yeah.
who utilizes the weekend in preparation.
Yeah, and actually, I think it's in this, took a note here, within that same survey that I was talking about earlier, they actually went into some details here where they stated that 56% of the people that responded to this hunt private land, whether they're in a camp or they just own a couple acres without a building on it. Only 16% of those exclusively hunt public land, which really surprised me considering the sheer number of acreage that is open for public hunting within Pennsylvania.
Right.
Now 28%, the remaining percentage of them hunt both private and public, as we do here up at the camp. But it's just kind of challenging to me to say that those individuals, that even though the traditional hunting camp is on decline, that's a legitimate reason to say that, well, we need to change things up and try to encourage more people to get out in the woods. And if that's the case, that's great. But I don't really believe that we're struggling for more hunters. If you look at the statistics of the total deer taken out of the woods of Pennsylvania, it's gone up dramatically in the last 8 to 10 years. Now you go back to 2011, 2012, the total whitetail harvest in Pennsylvania was just over 300,000 animals. That's antlered and antlerless deer. In 2017, 2018, the harvest for whitetail animals within Pennsylvania was 367 antlered and antlerless deer. That's a huge increase in the overall harvest within Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. So to say that the overall hunting population and participation is declining that substantially, that leads me to believe that those who are hunting are increasingly successful, which again this survey doesn't support that, which I can look for that later here. But it just, the numbers, again, don't add up.
Mm-hmm. And this was a 2017 survey, you said, right? On the Game Commission's website. And it's interesting because back in October, and I don't know if any of you out there experienced this as well, but I went back on my phone and jotted it down. On October 24th at 8:30, I took a phone call from a woman who was calling on behalf of the Game Commission for a hunter survey. And we went through, it was a 14-minute phone call, and we went through every topic known to man, from hunting, trapping, boating, camping, hiking, everything. How many hours you spend, how much money you think you spend annually on all those different things. And this topic was not one of the questions that she had asked me.
Which, it's troubling.
Yeah.
You know, I understand the argument where those who may have to work, their normal Monday to Friday. But as Chris pointed out earlier, the majority of hunters are in a 50-year-old plus demographic. We are the
Minority.
The minority within the hunting community. So to try to encourage more individuals in our demographic to hunt, that's great. But the overall understanding that our generation works Monday 9 to 5 to Friday 9 to 5 is just a complete irresponsible assumption. Because that in no way, shape, or form can be the logic that they're applying to this decision. Because the majority of the individuals that I know within my generation don't have a normal 9 to 5 Monday to Friday job.
Right.
They're working oddball schedules that just don't make any sense to what the traditional Monday to Friday did. Now that being said, you can't support a Saturday weekend to say you're going to have more people in the woods. And if they have studies that support that, that's great. I'd like to read them. I just haven't seen them yet.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that Travis Lau, who's the spokesperson for the Game Commission, was quoted as saying, is that the thought is by moving that opening day to Saturday, that it would give the opportunity for many more to participate in opening day. I just think that's subjective and speculative.
I agree. I went through and I was looking on the Game Commission's website. I took a few notes of my own here. I don't know if Chris had his own, but it was a good collaboration we had here. I found a study that the Game Commission had put out, and it's right on their website, that they surveyed 6,000 hunters. And out of those 6,000 hunters that they surveyed, just over half of those responded, about 56%, 3,264 hunters responded. The average hunter being 51 years old. Again, several years above our age demographic. But out of those hunters that responded, the very last question on that survey was, would you prefer a Monday opener, as traditionally has been the case in Pennsylvania, or would you like to see a conversation started on opening rifle season on a Saturday? 65% preferred to keep the season on a Monday. Now that is on a survey that the Game Commission did themselves. Only 35% of the respondents said that they would like to consider or like to see the considerations for a Saturday opener. So, the evidence that the Game Commission had a study of a survey and those were the respondents is pretty much an underlying fact of the majority of those of us that hunt like the way that it is, and can't really justify the change based on the current environment and the current economy that we're in. Now, in addition to that, they did a survey where they asked the questions of when they hunted. Now, 69% of those surveyed hunted on a Monday, which is, I guess, typical. I mean, there's some that show up and don't go out in the woods for other reasons. 47 on Tuesday, and then it continually declined. But only 60% of those surveyed hunted the first Saturday. So regardless if it's the first day or the fifth day in the woods, sixth day in the woods with it being a Saturday, only 60% of them actually went out, just over half. So to me, those numbers
Don't add up.
They don't add up. Yeah, they really don't.
Yeah, and James Daly is a commissioner who was quoted, acknowledged the hunter surveys indicate that people wanted to keep it on Monday. But he, however, believes that hunters under 40 would be in favor of a Saturday opener. And to your point, our demographic, we're, at least I would think, fortunate to have a Monday through Friday job, because everybody else of my friends work, broken schedules where your weekends are not a weekend. You're working nights, weekends. There isn't a regular Monday through Friday job.
I only have a handful of individuals that I can think about that are either close friends or just extended friends that have a Monday to Friday job. The majority of the people that I hang around with, my spouse included, have a random schedule based off of a 2-week rotation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is definitely one of those conversations that every sportsman, outdoorsman, whitetail enthusiast, everybody should be having. So that was the the premise and the purpose of this video was just kind of to start that conversation on the NCPA Outdoors front, because I don't know what conversations are being had around the campfires during flintlock season. I don't know if honestly people even know that the Game Commission is even considering this. It's going to be up for a public debate at their January meeting, and then it goes to a final meeting during their board meeting in April. So we thought it might be a good idea to put this little, it was going to be a fireside chat, but it's 2 inches of rain falling outside, so we brought it inside.
However, it is like 60 degrees, so it could have been a fireside chat. We had full intentions of building a campfire outside the night, but the weather changed. So, and again, if you're in favor or you like the way it is, I recommend that you get a hold of your commissioner and express your thoughts, your concerns to them. Those are the individuals who are either going to vote in favor or against this decision. So this isn't a case where you have a vote, but you have a say.
Right. So
make your voice heard, call them up, talk to them. I've done it on numerous occasions. Recently, we had the issue with the youth mentor program. A lot of bad press releases in the media with individuals abusing that program, and I called up and I voiced my concerns and made it known. And I was reminded and instructed that they want that program to succeed, and they will do whatever they can to make sure that that is a successful program. So again, just talking to some of those individuals is beneficial, and just voicing your concern and letting them know that you as a hunter either want a Saturday opener or you like to see it the way it was as a Monday. Hopefully enough people voice their opinions. Like you said, you don't really have a vote in it, but you do have a voice. So you've got to let people know how you feel about it, whether you're in favor of it, whether you're against it. And Chris, I guess the one concern that I do have with changing it to a Saturday opener is it's a slippery slope. And I say that based on the fact that I see news articles supporting opening Sundays to hunting. And I know other states have done that. And personally, I don't like that approach. I don't think that we should be hunting on Sundays, with the exception of coyotes and crows, but there are very few people out there that are hunting coyotes and crows. The woods of Pennsylvania, specifically state lands, are open to all of the citizens of Pennsylvania, and there's a high percentage of those who don't hunt, who just want to get out in the woods and want to hike and enjoy nature. Mm-hmm. And they don't want to worry about the hazard of someone being in the woods hunting while they're out just hiking or cross-country skiing or whatever it is that they do that they enjoy in the woods of Pennsylvania. Hunters don't have an exclusive right to hunt state lands. Now, state game lands, completely different story. Those lands were bought with hunters' money. It still doesn't excuse the fact of I don't agree with the Sunday hunting for rifle big game. But again, if you open up Saturday as the opening day, most hunters are going to start to form the argument that now we're not able to hunt on Sundays, and we need to hunt on Sundays because there's that lull in between the week of hunting. And like I said, I just think it's a slippery slope, and I don't want to see that for the benefit of those who don't hunt, for their safety, for their peace of mind, for their security. Yeah, and I can respect the opinion of people who say, I want a day to be able to go out in the woods and not have that worry or that concern, and it makes sense. And there are several states. I just did a quick search. New York, Delaware, Ohio, and New Jersey have all passed Sunday legislation. So I'm surprised that the conversation that the Game Commission brought up was this, and not following how the neighboring states have gone and tried to push a Sunday, open Sunday hunting. Yeah, so thanks everybody for joining us on this episode. It's a topic that deserves some conversation. It does. We appreciate everybody's support. Like and subscribe. We're doing this as Weekend Warriors. We just appreciate everybody's support. Commenting down below. We try to get to them as soon as we can. And we just appreciate that perspective that you put out there, and that constructive criticism that you apply there. Yeah, the videos are fun. We do everything from the lighthearted stuff to the more serious topics like this. We do. We just appreciate you, our subscribers, our viewers, those that support us, and we know a lot of you guys are local around the area. And if you know anybody else in the local north central Pennsylvania region, place a comment down below and link us to your videos. I'm always looking for neighboring camps or neighboring hunting outings. I do a lot of searching on YouTube for the same content as we're producing. So
Yeah.
please put some tips down below for us.
Yeah, it's fun to see how everybody else's hunting seasons go. And I know the 2017 edition of Buck Camp, that video has done really good for us. And the 2018 edition is shortly to follow.
It's in the works right now. There's a lot of content. Can't put any spoilers out there, but good year.
It was a very good year. So I would drink to that.
I'll drink to that too. Cheers. So thanks again, everybody. Until next time.
Take care. Oh my gosh! Well, I think there was enough. I think there was enough time after that I could cut that.